Blood Bank West is first and foremost a voluntary charity. It's comprised of like-minded individuals who have a tenet of being interested in motorcycles, but also want to make a contribution in some way or fashion to the local community or the society. We have identified that there is a need for an out-of-service logistical or delivery operation for the HSE, hospice and clinics between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. at weekends and public holidays. So what we decided was that we would not let logistics be an impediment to clinicians, nurses or doctors, that if something had to be moved, that logistics in and out of our situation would be an impediment, that all they have to do is phone Blood Bank West and we will deliver it, collect it and allow them to make the clinical decisions that they need for good patient outcomes.
I suppose first of all I'm the point of contact from the hospital or from a clinic. They will ring me, they will tell me what they need to move. I have certain questions I need to ask just in case that it's a very delicate blood sample. The next thing I will do is I will contact the rider who's on call. I'll have a rota, I know who's on call, and I'll contact them, I'll give them all the necessary information that they need. I need to let them know how quickly that sample needs to get, the sample or the consignment needs to get to the hospital.
And then in terms of being on call, you're on call then yourself that whole night, is that right?
Yes, I am, yeah. So that means, during the week, that can be any time from 7 in the evening to 7 in the morning, and at the weekends from 7 p.m. on a Friday until 7 a.m. on a Monday morning.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been with Blood Bank West nearly from day one, almost from day one.
Hello, John Moylan.
Hi John, it's Nolene here. I'm controller for the night. We have a blood sample that needs to go from the hospice to UHG to the haematology lab. Would you be able to bring that for me, please?
Okay. If you tell the hospice, I'll be there in about
35 minutes.
Okay, that's fantastic. Will you just let me know when when you get to UHG and when you get home safely?
Thanks, Nolene. Okay. Bye. Talk to you later. Bye. We do travel long distances. We cover the breadth of the country from top to bottom and from east to west. In conjunction with other blood bank partners around the country that have come on board now, we operate a relay system for the furthest reaches, or we do go point to point in pure emergencies. So we can go from Letterkenny to Cork to Dublin and any point in between.
How long have you been with Blood Bank West?
I have been with it since 2013. I heard a notice actually on the local radio station, and I saw a notice in the paper, and I just made inquiries to find out what was involved, because as a motorcyclist in the first instance, I like the idea of doing something on a motorbike, but also, you know, I have a habit of being involved in social activities, and I thought it was a good way of combining two things together.
Can anyone get involved?
Anybody can get involved, and you're not confined or required to be a motorcyclist or even have an interest in motorcycling. The motorcycle is like a biro to a person in an office. It's the tool we use to deliver the service. But before and after that, there's a lot of work involved and a lot of help. So we need the likes of controllers, organisers. We have people involved in doing publicity for us, fundraisers, and the usual attendant bodies that you find in any voluntary organisation.
Now tell me about this particular bike.
This particular bike, it's a 700cc Honda. It's been named Juliet. We have a tradition in Blood Bike West now of naming our bikes. And when we were looking for a name for this, we remembered that a previous bike we had named after a patient, we thought we would use the same pattern for this. And we made an inquiry through our history of what we may have done for somebody with a good outcome. And it turns out that this one of our riders brought a particular delivery of blood in an emergency basis to Dublin for a lady who was expecting. We made inquiries and found out that that was a success, and the baby was born hale and hearty. And we reached out to the mother and asked if we could involve her in a little way, and she said we could, and we got the name of the baby, and the baby was Juliet. So we then decided that we would put the Juliet moniker on this particular machine, and we had them involved at our launch party on the 25th of March, where the mum, dad and baby Juliet herself were in attendance.
Well, I was very grateful to Blood Bike West. In the middle of my pregnancy, complications arose urgently, and I required blood to be transported urgently up to the Rotunda Hospital from Galway here. Juliet needed some surgery while she was still at 20 weeks gestation, and you know, I suppose only for Blood Bike West, I don't know how the blood would have been transported so urgently. We'd have had to wait, and you know, days were important, minutes were important really, so we were very grateful to them for the service.
And how is Juliet doing?
She's flying it now, thank God. She's happy out.
And they named a bike after her.
That's right, yeah, we were honoured. They carried out a lot of fundraising and were able to purchase a new bike, and asked us would we mind if they named it after her. And I mean, we were so grateful for what they did for us. We were delighted and honoured to be asked.
We currently have about 25 people on our system, 15 of which are active riders at the moment, and some of the others are waiting on their advanced driving test to get on the rota. We have a circle of friends outside that who are involved in the background work with it. We have 2 bikes currently, both the same as this. We're having recently had 3, and we're fundraising at the moment to get back to 3, because we believe that's the optimum level to continue the service without interruption. We're not headquartered anywhere, which is actually one of the unique features of Blood Bike West. We are based where the service is required and where the riders are based. So the bikes are rotated to the actual riders' locations, and the controllers work off mobile and internet telephony, and that rotates, and we have controllers from as far afield as Clifton, east of the county, Galway City, and further afield. So we're a very mobile operation. The standard that we have laid down as a requirement for riding for Blood Bike West is that you should hold a ROSPA qualification, and ROSPA stands for the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents. This is the system which the Garda riders undergo in Templemore. So as part of your training for this, you have to undergo a test which is under the tutelage of a Garda instructor in Templemore. So all of us currently on the bikes have reached that level of advanced riding.